Welcome to Howay Say. Newcastle United just got beat 4-1 by Bristol City, and that wasn't even the most embarrassing thing that's happened to Newcastle United today. They actually released a goalkeeper top with the wrong crest on it. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about the game. What did you make of that game?
Oh, that was a tough watch. We started well. I wish I'd seen the goalkeeper top instead of that. But we started well until, which I felt it was a contentious free kick, but it was a fantastic free kick. But then our heads dropped. But I felt we started well. We had lots of energy. A lot was going through Sean Sturr like it was on Saturday. Anthony Elanga, he's come back with a bit between his teeth after a good World Cup. He had lots of energy, showing for the ball, driving to the byline, committing players, putting decent crosses in. He looked up for it. It's just a shame the others let him down. But yeah, once that goal went in, I felt like the wind was knocked out of our sails.
So there was some positives despite losing 4-1 to a championship side.
Yeah.
And they were Sean Sturr played forward. Anyone else impress you? We said Elanga.
Yeah, Elanga, Sean Sturr. I felt Hall did for a bit, but then he did kind of fade. But that kind of might be natural, you could say, in terms of this game building up fitness. I'd say when Alex Murphy come on, I know he had to come on for Fabian Schär going off with an injury, but he looked a lot more steady than Sven Botman. Other positives, to be honest, it's probably tough to pick any out of that other than the players named.
And then obviously some negatives, or what might Eddie Howe have learned from that, do you think?
He learned that some players aren't good enough for this squad. Joe Willock, you can't fault his graft tonight, but he did try. I can say Murphy looked like he tried, but those two just stand out like a sore thumb. Murphy right back was just a bad experiment. Why didn't Leo Shahar come in there? Even though he wasn't fantastic on Saturday, he is a natural right back.
Well, that kind of goes against the whole direction the club's heading in. They're heading into youth, and then they're still choosing to pay Murphy at right back. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Can you make any sense of it?
No, you're absolutely right on it. It was a head scratcher when I came into the ground and I saw Murphy right back, and I was like, I can understand why he's captain, because the leadership team on back, so if you so to speak, when they've been on international duty. But with him being right back, I'm like, it goes against the whole transfer strategy this summer, bringing in Toure, Sturr, Zhao and Bamba, and I'm just thinking, give a youth player a chance there. It's pre-season, that's what it's for, experimenting. But yeah, he didn't have a good game. Sven Botman didn't have a good game. He really struggled. Like, I'll say this in real time, I've had friends at half-time messages saying it was a foul on Botman for the second goal, but in real time, I don't think that it was a foul. Botman looked like he made a meal of it. When I looked at the telly on the left, it looked like he went down too easily, and then they had a free run on goal. And Zhao, you can tell he maybe hasn't had top-flight experience. I know this is technically the English second division like he was at Reims, but he was beaten far too easy. And again, Botman, the own goal second half was really bad. Really bad.
So a few negatives, but you did notice a change from Eddie Howe. He did mix something up in the game. Yeah.
He was trying to swap the wingers. It started with Elanga on the right and Harvey Barnes on the left. And then, you could see, actually, before he even swapped Barnes and Elanga, Barnes was swapping on the left-hand side with Willock. So sometimes Barnes would come into the half space and Willock would go left. And we won lots of corners. We had lots of possession. But a bit like Gates said, we couldn't convert that into goals. And Bristol, I've got to give them credit. They were well organised. Again, we had the technical quality, but they were in with faces and they made it difficult. And when they got their chances, in fairness to them, they took them.
Yeah, they did take them. And that's a big difference in football at all levels. When you get your chances and take them, you've got more chance of coming out with a win. And that's kind of the story of the season last season.
Yeah.
Does the young lad up front, Sean Neve, does he look good enough to be in and amongst this squad next season?
I hate to criticise him, but it's constructive criticism. He had that good chance tonight where it was pulled back to Lewis. Well, sorry, it was played to Lewis Hall. He pulled it into the area. Keeper parried it. Murphy's shot took a deflection. Brilliant save by the keeper from Neve. Again, he's a willing runner. He was getting into challenges, he was working hard, but again, when it was a step up from Gateshead tonight, and he wasn't poor. But again, it looks like he maybe struggled for against the Championship team. He may need to go to a League One team for a loan experience.
Yeah, I think that would definitely benefit him, a bit more game time experience in a first team, and then come back and see if he can fight for that place. But at the moment, who would be your number 9 for Newcastle next season?
Well, I'd have to go to Johan Visser. I know Asula is to come back, and Visser and Voltemada, but we don't know with Voltemada. Eddie Howe brought him back after his initial start. Obviously, he was never going to keep that goal scoring form up, but he was brought back into that 10 role because of his technical quality, the way he can bring people into play when he's got runners around him. Asula, he has been decent. He really stepped up. Yeah, he had a good run at the end of last season. But again, I think he's more effective off the right coming in. So that's an option if Murphy or Alanga don't do well. But Alanga was my man of the match tonight. But I think it has to be Johan Visser. He's a natural number 9. And I know with signings last summer, bar Ramsey and Chow, in my opinion, had a poor season, but you can't surely have 2 poor seasons. You've got to give them a chance. So give Visser a run of games. Look at the Visser who got 19 non-penalty goals for Brentford. Give him a run. He's our natural number 9. He has to start. You don't become a bad player just overnight. So hopefully a little bit of time at the World Cup, he can come back in a similar sort of form that we've seen Alanga tonight, and they can both kind of hit the ground running. Absolutely.
But signings are still needed.
Yes.
And for me, it looks like in a lot of areas, if you were to prioritise one, what would it be?
That's like trying to choose the lottery numbers.
Prioritise 1 or 2.
Well, mine, I've been doing a poll. I done one on me socials yesterday, asking after the first 2 games. I want to do it after every game. What do you think after seeing 2, 3, 4, so on? Which position's priority? A lot of people chose goalkeeper because everyone thinks Nick Pope's costing him more points than winning with him now, because after his shoulder injury, he doesn't like to dive. But I don't think we're going to spend what money we have on a striker, so I think it needs to go on fullbacks. I don't think we're going to sign a right winger, in all honesty. I think he might go with Murphy and Alanga, so it's got to be full-back areas. We're really short. If Hall gets injured, we haven't got a left-back. And right now, as we've seen tonight, Murphy deputising right back, Tino Livramento, will he go to La Manga? So I think people might... it's subjective, everyone's entitled to their opinion, but I think full-back's a priority right now, then goalkeeper.
And fullback is a priority, I totally agree. But after tonight, could centre-half be a priority? Obviously, Shaw came off injured. Yeah. That means you've got, it was Botman and Murphy playing there. You've only got Byrne and Chow to come back. Is the strength needed there?
Yes. Well, everyone thought centre-half is being secure this season because you look, we've got Chow and Shaw and then Byrne and Botman, so we've got 2 for each position. But Byrne, he's had a great World Cup. He has, despite his limited minutes. But will he really play being 34, going on 35? Fabian Schär's went off with an injury tonight. Is it serious? I know we've been linked with Fikayo Tomori at Milan, but
would be a great signing.
It could be, but I doubt that might happen. It sounds like Hornacek, when I came out the car, when I parked up earlier tonight, that might be happening. But in terms of a centre-half, after seeing Botman tonight, I know he got a new deal. He might be good after a run of games, but he didn't fill me with confidence tonight after that performance.
No, I don't think he filled anyone. And then if we look ahead, we've got Valencia next week. What changes would you like to see for that game?
Well, I'd like to see the new lads come in. I can understand they've come in. Obviously, Stur started because he's had a pre-season already with Ajax. He's got to continue in there. Jacob Ramsey, I feel he was steady tonight, but not as good as Saturday. Zhao, it was good to see him start, but he was beaten a bit too easily, but we've not really got any strength in goalkeeping areas. But I'd just like to see a bit of youth given a bit more chance and implement the new lads. I'd love to see Bamba, I'd love to see Toure, sorry. Toure. I'd love to see the new lads just given a chance and just mix it up a bit. Pre-season's about trying formations out. I know it's not about the result, and tonight was damning though. Bristol City deserved that, no complaints, but I like to see youth given a bit more chance than new signings. Excite the fans, because that's what gets fans off the seat. New signings, raw, hungry players who want to give it their all. Yeah,
totally agree. But you've just mentioned there, it was a damning defeat.
Yeah.
Does that now worry you for starting the season, or is it pre-season, you just put it behind you, you just move on? Or 4-1 to Bristol City, a championship side that I think finished around 12th.
Yeah.
You know, does that worry you for the first game against Liverpool?
Yeah, well, it's got to. I mean, it is. We know it's about formations, trying players out, and you can't look into results too much. We've had better seasons when we've had poor pre-seasons in the past. But again, it doesn't look good, and it doesn't give you, especially with this whole Bruno situation in the air. Will he come back on Friday? Will Arsenal make a serious bid? If he looked at that tonight, it wouldn't fill him with confidence. But yeah, Liverpool, that'll be a real test. I know they're struggling to make signings this summer. New manager Iraola, but we'll just have to wait and see. We don't know, but it's that tonight wasn't good. I can't dress it up. I can't kid anyone.
No, totally agree. And I was going to try not to talk about Bruno because we spoke about it already, but obviously he was pictured since we spoke wearing a Newcastle bucket hat. Does that mean he's staying?
I'd love to think he's staying. That's it's the proverbial clutching at straws. Yeah, what everyone says online, coping. But I saw him in that, and I saw Newcastle United put him in his cowboy hat. But then someone went, "Well, he's still wearing red. He's going to Arsenal." So I've had a laugh at that. But we don't know until Friday, because it is all media talk. We don't know. Bruno's actions, if he returns when he's meant to be back on Friday, will say a lot about where we'll go this season. If we've got his leadership and quality in there, it will give me confidence for this season that we've still got Bruno in there. But you just don't know at the moment. There's a lot up in the air, and it's worrying. I will say it's worrying.
Without him, how worried would you be after watching that tonight? There were people I was sat next to who mentioned the word relegation battle. The quality that was on show tonight would suggest that. Do you agree?
The lineup didn't fill us with confidence. Again, you caveat that, you know you've got players to come back. I wouldn't like to say it would be in a I wouldn't say it would get relegated, should I just say. I won't say we won't be down there. It is likely with the squad and new youngsters coming in if you're lacking experience. Because, let's face it, Byrne and Shaw should be squad players going forward. And we've lost experience in Trippier, and if we lose Bruno after Gordon and Tonali. So I don't want to say the R word yet. We've still got a few weeks of the transfer window left. So I wouldn't say that, but I would say we'd be bottom half.
Okay, and just I'm trying to finish this off, but you keep giving us lots of ammunition to keep going. The people I was talking to before the game said that was a strong squad to start with. You know, the front line was a strong squad. Obviously, we spoke about Neve not being up for it, but Alanga on the right-hand side, Barnes on the left. The midfield three are two Premier League players in there. With a strong side.
Yeah, it was a strong side. You'd look at that, and I know football's not played on paper, but if you look at that, I said before the game, driving down, it should be a tough game. I'd probably expect to concede, but I think we could have saw that out 2-1. I mean, last time we played here was nearly 10 years ago when we won 1-0 in the Championship in early August, but yet again, football's not played on paper, and that squad, you've got to win your battles on the pitch, not just the whole team battle, but in individual battles, and Bristol won theirs tonight, and that's why they came out winners.
And we'll leave it there. Thank you very much before I trip up on more words.